The first thing you notice isn't the cold. It's the silence. No cars, no voices, no movement. Just an endless field of white, stretching farther than your eyes can follow. So let me ask you something simple. If you were dropped here, right now, how long would you survive? An hour? A day? Because out here, survival doesn't depend on strength. It depends on knowing what nobody else sees. Now here's the real question. Where does food even come from in a place like this? There are no farms, no trees, no animals walking around waiting to be hunted. Everything looks empty. But it isn't. Under your feet, beneath that thick frozen surface, there's an entire world. Dark, cold, alive, and somewhere in that hidden world is the only thing standing between a family and hunger. A seal. But not just any seal. A massive one. Heavy. Powerful. Nearly 200 pounds. Enough to feed a family. Enough to make the difference between surviving and not. But here's what makes this almost impossible. You can't see it. Not even a shadow. The ice is too thick. The water is too deep. The world below is completely hidden. So how do you hunt something that doesn't exist? From your point of view, you start with a strange idea. If you were a seal, trapped under ice, how would you survive? You need air. So you create it. Small breathing holes, tiny openings in a frozen ceiling. And suddenly, the hunt changes. You're not looking for the seal anymore. You're looking for its only weakness. But that leads to another problem. How do you find something so small in a place so big? Imagine thousands of meters of ice, all looking exactly the same. No signs, no markings, just white everywhere. So why does a hunter suddenly stop walking? Why there? What did they notice that you didn't? Did the ice look different? Did it feel different? Or was it something deeper? Something you can't learn from a book? Because here's the truth, sometimes they don't see it. They know it. And now comes the hardest part. What do you do when you think you found the spot? Do you act immediately? Do you test it? No, you wait, but not casually, not comfortably. You become part of the silence. No movement, no sound, no mistakes. And this brings us to a question most people underestimate. Can you stay completely still when your life depends on it? Because it's not just about patience, it's about control. Your body wants to move. Your muscles start to ache. The cold begins to creep in. Time stretches, minutes feel like hours, and hours feel endless. So another question appears. How do you know you're not wasting your time? What if there's no seal? What if you chose the wrong spot? What if everything you believed was wrong? There's no confirmation, no guarantee, just silence. And then something breaks it, not loudly, not dramatically, almost nothing, a faint sound, so small, most people would ignore it. But here, that sound is everything. It means one thing. You were right. The seal is there, right below you. And now, everything changes. Because waiting was the easy part. The next moment is the hardest. When do you act? Too early, and you miss. Too late, and it disappears forever. And you don't get another chance. Not today. Maybe not even tomorrow. So how do you decide? What tells you this is the exact moment? The hunter prepares, grip tight, focus locked, every sense is sharpened. Then the surface moves, barely. The seal rises, slowly, carefully, just to breathe. It doesn't know, it doesn't expect danger from above. Because for it, the threat is always below, in the water, not above. In the silence, and in that exact second, the hunter strikes, fast, accurate, final. But here's something most people don't think about. What if you fail? What if your aim is slightly off? What if your timing is just a fraction too slow? You don't just lose the seal, you lose hours of energy, you lose precious time, and out here, time is survival. So when it works, when everything goes right, you're left with something incredible, a 200-pound animal on solid ice, And now comes a new challenge. How do you bring it back? There are no roads, no shortcuts, no easy solutions, just distance, cold, and effort. Every step matters because slipping, losing control, could mean losing everything you just gained. So you move slowly, carefully, relentlessly, and finally, after everything, you reach home. Now ask yourself this: what would you do with it? Take only the meat? Ignore the rest? That would be a mistake, because here, nothing is extra. Everything has value. The meat feeds the family. The fat becomes energy, fuel, life. The skin becomes protection against the same cold that tried to stop you. Nothing is wasted, because wasting isn't just wrong, it's dangerous. So, that was everything. Thank you. And goodbye.